what it feels like to get lost in the woods. Literally lost in the woods. I got lost in the woods like 5 years ago. But it was such a significant thing for me that it stuck with me to this day, and I want to talk about it today. So one day, I'm mountain biking. I don't know how many of you guys have mountain biked before, but I was new to this. This was something I haven't done before. This was something that my friend Lucas, he wanted me to do with him. So anyways, we went to this place in Sacramento, and I remember we got there, and I remember it was like 3 p.m. and the sunset was like around 6, so we were slightly late to this thing, okay? And also for some reason, I wanted to just leave my phone at the car because I didn't want to carry my phone in my pocket, just because I was lazy, I guess. Or not even lazy, I was trying to be efficient. I wanted to have the least amount of weight on me, which was a really bad decision. Leaving my phone was a horrible decision. Because what ends up happening is we go on this trail, right? And the way mountain biking works, at least the way we did it, is we went on the trail, we went uphill for a good amount of time, and then around like 5 p.m.-ish, we started going back down. Now, I remember it being a really peaceful moment. We were at the top of the hill, and we were just looking at the distance. And I was just breathing in the fresh air, and you could see the sun. And back then I used to smoke, so I think was I even smoking? I actually don't know. I think I took at least one hit of something. I don't know if I smoked weed though. It might have been tobacco. I'm not even too sure. Nowadays I don't do that, but anyways, I took a hit of something. And we just started going back down, and it was so fun. Oh my God. Going down felt so fun, especially after just all this upward movement. All this biking uphill. It's not easy. Really not easy. I would say mountain biking was one of the hardest physical things I've ever done, honestly. Like, it was so much cardio work. If you hear that noise, I'm making some tea. So anyways, so we're going down, and I'm having a great time. I'm having a blast. I'm like screaming. There's like no one on this trail. I'm just like, woo, like, let's go. Feeling great. I'm feeling so good. I remember just thinking about it gives me this feeling of like a thrill. Because for those of you who don't know, I used to be this massive skateboarder. I would just skateboard down hills all the time. This is how I spent my life for a good amount of my life. And it was crazy. And I loved the adrenaline. I was addicted to adrenaline. I was an adrenaline junkie for sure. Anyways, we're going down this thing. Life is great. Everything's going well. What could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what goes wrong. What goes wrong is, at one point, I noticed that my friend Lucas, he's better at me than mountain biking. So what would happen is he would pass me up, right? And like I said, there was no one on this trail for whatever reason. And he would pass me up, and eventually I wouldn't see him. So I'm like biking by myself, and then I would see him like wait for me. He would like, be on his bike kind of waiting, like looking back. And then once he sees me, all right, cool, he can keep going. Because otherwise he was way too fast for me. He couldn't just completely leave me behind. Anyways, I don't know, 30 minutes go by, 45 minutes go by, and what happens is at some point I just don't see him anymore. I'm starting to think, like, hold up, it's been a good amount of time since I've seen this dude. Don't mind me, guys, I'm just pouring some tea. By the way, this channel is 100% raw and authentic. I am not doing any sort of editing. I don't do double takes. I don't care how this performs. It's not why I made this channel. I made this channel strictly to connect with you guys and provide value and express myself authentically on a daily basis and just get good at talking on camera. If you guys are curious, I'm making some bedtime tea. Shout out to this tea. Really good if you want to go to bed. 1 hour before bed, have a nice glass of this. I do only very little. I do a nice, I don't even know what you call that, 4 ounces? Even, not even that. It goes a long way to get good sleep. So anyways, let's get back to this. So I think, was my phone like this? No, it was like this, okay. So anyways, what ends up happening is, yeah, I can't see Lucas, right? We're going down the hill. I can't see him at some point. I'm like, it's been some time since I've seen this guy. And I'm a little bit confused, right? And it starts getting darker. And now I'm getting concerned because I'm thinking, wait, what happens if I don't see him? What happens if he gets off the exit before me and I don't see it? And then it gets really dark. I don't have a phone. So what am I gonna do here? Right? I was kind of concerned, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, that's exactly what happens. Is eventually the dude gets off the exit and I didn't notice and I just never see him, and then it's dark. And now it's dark, and now I don't know where I'm at. And I kept going down the hill and I got to a dead end that I've never seen before, which means I missed the exit for sure. And now I'm like, fuck, now I need to find this exit. So I spend the next hour trying to find the exit in the darkness. And I'm just like, holy shit, like this is kind of crazy. Like I can't find it. And there's no signs, there's no lights. It's just me in the fucking woods, in the fucking forest. And then what ends up happening is I remember I went back, I started getting concerned. Like I don't know how much time was going by because my phone was dead. I mean, I didn't have my phone. So I remember at one point, there's like many little stories in this story, but I remember one point I went to the bathroom and I tried to just see if I could sleep in the bathroom. Literally, I had that thought. I was like, what if I just sleep here? Right? I tried, I laid down, I tried, and I couldn't. I woke up every time because I got so cold. Because this was California, and it was a very cold time. So I couldn't just sleep. It was too cold. So I just started moving my bike around. I started walking around, just kind of looking for the exit more and more and more. At one point, I went inside this abandoned little house thing. There's all this like open grassy area, and then there's this area with more like trees. Right? It's like the trail and off trail. Anyways, I remember at one point I was like, dude, I don't know how long it's been, but I've definitely been out here for a minute, just walking around tired, like tired. I'm tired right now, for example. So imagine me, or imagine you, tired as fuck, and you're just like this, right? You're like barely awake, and you're just carrying around a fucking bike in the woods, in the darkness, and it's fucking cold. You're cold. And on top of that, one moment, I remember I slipped and I fell into a fucking pond, and I got all wet with like cold water, and I was like, dude, life sucks right now. What's funny is like, I remember during this thing, I just started thinking about my family. I started thinking about like what I like in this life. I started thinking about people. I started thinking about Lucas. So I was like, damn, wonder how he's doing. I started thinking about my mom, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could just have a nice bed and food. And by the way, I didn't have water either. But I remember my mindset was like, dude, I'm the guy to be able to handle this shit. This is something that's a challenge, but it's gonna make me grow. Back then, I used to listen to a lot of David Goggins, I remember. So I was like, dude, I'm the fucking guy. Who the fuck else is gonna do this shit? I'd rather it be me than my mom, for example. Like I had that thought, rather it be me than my sister, for example. Anyways, I'm just carrying around this bike. I'm half asleep, but I'm cold and I'm feeling uncomfortable. But eventually I got used to it. I'm just walking around with a bike, getting steps in at night. Funny enough, there was this one moment where I heard like a fucking sound of like a lion, like a mountain lion. And that was kind of scary. And I remember I fucking flee the area. But anyways, At some point, I'm just, kind of defeated. But I'm not down though. Like I said, guys, I'm just thinking about happy shit. I think I'm like singing at some points. Telling myself like it's all good. I'm just gonna walk till the sun comes up. Whatever. When you're in emergency situations, you find a way. You find a way to just fucking handle it as a man. That's what happens. That's what happens, honestly. So, anyways, at some point, I just heard some guy with a flashlight be like, "Sergio," and I'm like, what? "Sergio, is that you? Hello?" And I'm like, you're saying, are you calling Sergio? Like I was being hella dumb, like obviously, right? He's like, yeah, yo, we found him. And then next thing you know, like 4 people come with flashlights. They have like blankets. They give me a blanket. They give me like a little Cliff Bar or something, like some food and water. And they start asking me if I'm okay. And as I'm responding to them, I'm realizing I'm like shivering, and I'm like I'm not the same, Like in that moment, I was definitely affected in some sense. I was telling them I'm okay, but I noticed my communication, I was, you know what it was? You don't really know what you're like until you see other people, and then you compare it to them. At least in this moment, that's what it was like. It was really interesting. So I didn't even know I was shivering until they came. Because, they're not. And then this really interesting thing happens where the guy, he's about to tell me the time. And I'm like, wait, let me guess. Is it, I don't know, 11 p.m.? Because, guys, I've been lost, like I said, since like 6 p.m. The guy looks at me, he says, no, it's actually 4 a.m. And in that moment, I was shocked. I was like, wait, you're telling me I've been fucking walking around for like 10 hours? Like, what the fuck? This is crazy. My perception of time was warped. I had no idea it was that late. It's kind of funny. If I just kept walking for 2 more hours, I would have seen the sun. And then they take me out the thing. They put me in this car. I see my friends. My friend's all happy to see me. He gets me like a burger. I eat the burger. I'm happy as fuck. I go home. I'm damn near tearing up because I see all my friends. Like, they all came out to see me, which is crazy. Everybody was like worried about me, which is so cool and so amazing, honestly. Shout out to you guys. Shout out you guys. You guys were great for that. And I got home, took a warm shower. It's fucking so dirty. My clothes were all fucked up. And I went to bed and I slept so amazing. Like, oh my God. I don't think I've ever slept better than that fucking night. Genuinely. I don't think I've ever slept better than that night. I was like beat. I was so grateful for that bed and the warmth and AC and blah, blah, blah. I was so grateful. And guys, if there's one thing I took from this, like if you're wondering what's the takeaway, it's that. It's what I just said. I know you guys are thinking this guy's really out here doing fucking chores. I don't know if you call these chores. Are chores things you gotta do, or chores things are assigned to you? Because no one assigned them to me, but I have to do my laundry, right? Anyways, main takeaway is, guys, be grateful for having a bed. Be grateful for warmth. Be grateful for food. Be grateful for water. Be grateful for your family. Be grateful for the basics of life. You don't know what the fuck you have until you gotta take it away. All right, if any one of you guys got lost in the woods one night randomly, you wouldn't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. That day changed my life, genuinely. Gave me a new perspective on everything. I started really appreciating homes and houses and shelter. I love it. It's amazing. I'm just in here, protected, safe. I can just sleep in a bed. Like, life is so good. The basics of life are fucking amazing, honestly. So be grateful. That's the lesson of my story. Hope you guys liked it. Subscribe for more. We'll talk soon. And small point, if you want one-on-one coaching from me, I can help you with your mindset, your diet, your nutrition, your fitness, your confidence, your communication, your dating, all that. You need help? Link in my description to work with me personally. And that's it. Have a great day. Good night. Peace.